I think. Is there anybody there in the chat? Anybody want to say anything? Anybody want to say hello? So, without further ado, I think I'll just get on with it. Tonight, what we're going to do is fix this battery. This is a 4 ampere red lithium ion M18 Milwaukee. And if I hold it up to the camera, you can see somebody's already made a diagnosis in this one. But I'm going to see if I can find out if that diagnosis is correct. And if it is, how can I change that? So, without further ado, I'm going to get on with it. I don't think of anybody in the chat there. Have anybody on at all? No? Nobody waiting? They saying anything? Maybe I'll give you some time. You see? Right. Anyhow, start off by putting my drill on. Nothing doing. Try it on the charger. And on the charger we get these familiar sort of Christmas light effect. Flashing red and green light. Okay. So I'm going to show you how to tear down this battery, diagnose it, and hopefully fix it tonight. But I need some more people to watch. There's somebody else on there now. That's good. So I'm going to explain what I have here first before I start with this. This is a DC power supply, and the reason for having this when you're fixing batteries is to take up the voltage. Some people use a jump start method. I've since decided that's not the way I want to go. You just put them on there and set her going to the voltage that you require. But before I would even think about doing that, I want to do something else instead. I'm going to get my multimeter here and check the voltage of this. As I showed you before, I'm going to show you again in case you missed that. Not going, not even lighting the wee LED. And Christmas with Milwaukee. So, first thing we're going to do is turn on the meter and test the voltage. This will be the overall voltage that the battery has coming out of it, and it is 15.14, which for an 18 volt battery is very, very bad. I would suggest maybe, or guess, that we're a couple of cells away in that one. An 18 volt battery has a range roughly between 17.5 and 20.4 roughly, if it's right. Fully charged 20.4, fully discharged, it's healthy 17.5, so that's not any good. So we'll take that away now. So what we're going to do is get out the screws, and you need Torx to do that. I have this wee butt set I got a couple of months ago. That's a T10 you use for this job. Anybody in the chat or anybody want to say anything? Just pull out the screws. There's 4 of them, 2 short ones, 2 long ones. Nobody in the chat? Right, on we go. Right, with this open. Somebody talking there, no? Oh yeah, Brandon T, you're there. Brandon Thibodeau, good to see you in the chat. I'm glad you're here. Thought nobody was going to show up, but it's hard to know what time to do these at. Well, Brandon, you're just here. This battery is showing a flashing LED, 1 power drill, 1 charge, So I'm going to tear it down and see what's wrong with it. It's showing overall voltage of 15.14. So I'm going to get it out of the box and test the individual cells. That's what I'm up to now. So here we are. Don't need that box for a minute, I would say. I'll not need that for a minute, I would say. So back to the multimeter. See if we can get it in a good position so you can see it. Just test each individual cell here. Oh, there, hey, we might have got the bad ones right away. See that? I haven't even got those terminals the wrong way around. They're showing a minus voltage. They're really bad. So them top two are gone. What are we showing there? 3.79, 3.79, 3.79. The rest of them seem to be very well balanced, which I suppose bodes well for maybe the survival of this pack. 3.79 more or less. So those top two, so just mark those with a marker because they got to come out and new ones got to go in. So anybody else in chat? No, I didn't try jumping it, Brandon, at all, because I sort of stopped jumping batteries. I sort of started to work with this thing. This is a DC power supply. I'm starting to work with it. It's very slow compared to the jumping. The jumping's a quick fix. The third cell. These two cells are showing like a very low minus voltage or something. The rest of them 3.79 the whole way down. All of them 3.79. So I think I'm going to just do a cell replacement, Brandon, to be honest. I'll tell you what I have. In my true junkyard dog style, I have procured this, which is a Husqvarna 36 volt 4 ampere battery, which is faulty. And I pulled some cells out of it last night, and they're very good. And that battery, I know the history of that battery. It's not very old, and the cells are really good condition, and they haven't been in for a long time. So I pulled a couple of them out because I took the overall voltage of this thing last night and realised it was 15.14. The third was low. Check it again. Right, let's check it, Bran. Let's check it, buddy. Right, 3.78. 3.78. You tell me two cells is not going to be enough. 3.78. 3.78. I know there's a minus voltage, but that's just because I'm holding the thing the wrong way around. 3.7. No, I think these 8 are all good. They're all 3.79 or 78, that sort of thing. And you see the end ones. They haven't even got 1 volt. They haven't even got a tenth of a volt. So what do you think, Brandon? No, that's cool. That's cool. I don't mind you saying to me if I'm doing anything that's I missed something. It's very useful to have you in the chat, to be honest, Brandon. So Brandon, I'm going to pull these out. Is anybody else there? Anybody else want to say anything? I'm going to pull these out now and hopefully get these two. I never actually told you about these. I told you about the battery that came out. I pulled these out last night. They're LG cells and they're 2000 milliamp, which is compatible with that. I suppose it'll be only right before I start pulling them other things out to show you the voltage of these, to see what you think. .63, so a little bit lower than what's on there, but at the same time, it's not far away. You won't have a completely balanced pack when you're finished, but it's okay. We'll see what happens. I know these cells are good enough. I know the history of that battery. I don't know the history of this battery because it looks in good enough condition. But if these were charged and discharged quite a number of times, I might be polishing the brass in the Titanic, putting cells into this. It might be short-lived, but you got to try. Anybody else in the chat? Anybody else want to get involved? Any questions? Anybody from far away? Anybody local? Use just one of these screwdrivers to pry it off. Try not to cross the cells or damage the cells, because as yeah, that's what I'm going to do, Brandon. I'm going to pop them out for you, because why the hell not? That's what we're here for. So what else will we be doing this Saturday night? You don't have to be crazy to fix batteries live on the internet on the Saturday night, but it does help. Right, let's see. Can we get these banged out now without bursting them and blowing myself up? Yeah. This is a scientific technique used by me, you know, using a pin punch. This was not learned in any it's not in any technician's manual. This is a purely Doctor Lefthandthread sort of a idea, you know. And sometimes we'll see what else we got to batter it with. Got a hammer there a while ago. There we are. Let's see. These Milwaukee ones are really well on. You compare them with the DeWalt ones are only sitting there. There's a guy, a technician on YouTube, he always slags off Milwaukee. He's a very good technician, probably better than me. But he always slags off Milwaukee, and he says that the Milwaukee battery is one of the least waterproof. But I don't know. But when I think about the Milwaukee batteries, I think they're well made. I think it's well put together. It's got that little rubber bumper put on between, so we'll see. Tips to reviews. It's good fun. You can make some money doing it. Plus, you get a lot of people that probably to fix a battery maybe couldn't afford. So thanks. Hey, I appreciate the comment, Brandon. Appreciate you, man. My brother from another mother. That's the point. Fixing batteries is a crazy occupation to be at. It's something that not everybody should take on. But by watching guys like me who don't really care about doing crazy stuff, it doesn't upset them. At least people out there that are interested in this kind of thing can learn the same way as I had to learn myself to do this. I'm sharing what little I know about this with whoever wants to know, and I really like that. I really like doing that. Should I put on? I have a question for you, Brandon, and whoever else wants to comment. Should I toss this or should I put it in? I usually toss this because it's easier getting the cells on. Well, thanks for the comment again, Brandon. these live streams are not the same without branding. What do you think? Toss it or put it on? Well, that's that decision made. No, I like that rubber bumper between them. I think it's a good design. And these are surplus to requirement. A risk of disfiguring, fire and explosive injury. Yeah, so that's true of every one of these, but they don't all have it on. Yeah, do not blow it up, please. Put them in a little case for safekeeping. Anyhow, they can cause fire or explosions. Things like that. I was worried about them banged out because I've had trouble with them before, getting them banged out. These cells. You barely lift these things because no metal things on the bench, no metal benches. You don't want cross connections. You get spark between the things that aren't supposed to be connected. Them two there, for example. So it's time to get the spot welder out. I'm wasting too much of your time. Aye, you're right about the bumpers. I do like the bumpers. I think they're a great job. I think the Milwaukee battery is well made. These ones are easier to change this PCB on. The old 3 ampere had a different sort of, this was all sealed here. You couldn't get at these strips. I have never even tried to dismantle them because it just seems too much of a headache. And speaking of too much of a headache, I have the batteries that are giving me the most headache at the minute are FlexVolt from DeWalt. They are, every time I see somebody come with a FlexVolt, a part of me dies inside. I can get another old spark from that air. You're right, Brandon. And I never get used to them sparks. I always think I'm going to blow myself up when that happens. I don't mind the sparks of the spot welder. Actually, I like that. But when I get an unexpected spark from one of these, it makes me almost soil myself every time. And here we go. We'll see. Little spot welder. If anybody's interested in any of the stuff I'm using here, I could put links to the description if you want to buy it for yourself. If you don't, that's okay too. I'm going to just spot weld away. I'm not going to skimp on the spot weld. That's good. This is a very low power spot welder I have here, but it does alright. And they use very fine strip, which a spot welder there's no trouble welding, you know. But there's another reason why I use fine strip, is if there's something goes wrong and the battery gets overloaded or something, or use it in some cases like I would to jumpstart another battery. It'll not fry the cell, it always fries the connection. And then you can go on again and put on a new bit of strip. It's like a little fuse. Maybe in time I'll get a more powerful spot welder, but for now I like this one. This one's serving me well. But if you're new to battery repair, I wouldn't advise you doing battery repair if you're not, you know, if you're afraid. Don't just don't risk it. But if you do fancy it, if you're a bit like me and you fancy having a go, well, if you fancy having a go, do use the wee light strips, because if I had accidentally put them across there, that would have glowed red hot and would have burnt out instantly. It wouldn't have caused an overload and it wouldn't have exploded the cells. And if you're wearing gloves, it won't burn your fingers either. I'm not going to tell you how I found all that out. A year ago, I wouldn't even open the battery. I'd have been too afraid. But I asked a lot of questions from guys that were doing battery builds online, and they advised me certain things, and I learned certain things myself, and here I am. Doing this on a Saturday night. Nice. Like a surgeon. Right. Anyway. Oh, right. Martin, what are you at? You're too scared to get up off an egg? No, the DeWalt batteries are very basically made. A lot of the DeWalt stuff is very basically made, I think. I like it, but a lot of it's very basically made. Sometimes they skimp in build quality here and there. Too scared to get up off an egg. You know you like me really, Martin. Anyway. Thanks for joining the chat, Martin. I used to be afraid of things, but I took on things in the last year that I wouldn't have dreamed of a couple of years ago. This stuff's addictive, I think. It's cheaper than drinking drugs, so it's bound to be better to be doing the Saturday night. Still got a flashing light. I'm a wee bit skeptical about this. Do you know what I think I'm going to have to do? I think I'm going to have to replace the board. But I can do that anyway. I can do that as well. Let me check my welds to see if they're all... they're okay. I'll put another couple of tacks in this one. Just to... It's very unusual what happened to me, because I was usually, when I was younger, I was afraid to tackle stuff. Afraid of breaking stuff. And when I get older, I gotta sort of get a second wind and just sort of, I don't care. Just pull anything apart. No, we're gonna have to test the voltage. Those are spot welded in now. They're nice purple colour, they don't match the rest, but I'm not the kind of guy that worries about things like that. Oh, I know you're only joking, Martin. Martin is my brother and a very big supporter of my channel, and just if he wasn't my brother, he'd be my friend. Hold on. You know when the wire jumps out? You get no voltage when the wire jumps out. I've got 18.8 volts. Therefore, I shouldn't have a flashing red light, which would lead me to believe that the board's away, which I thought was going to happen anyway. Because I don't know what the reason is. But these Milwaukee batteries, when I replace the cells and get the voltage right, I still have to replace the board. You fixed enough things for the both of us too, Martin? Well, Martin, see, when you were young, you used to pull things apart. you're totally fearless as a child in that respect. That on the right way around might work. So we'll try the charger again. It's showing us fully charged, which ain't right. Well, Brandon, what jumping it reset the board? Because what I usually do is I usually put a circuit board on it. Do you want me to try that? I've plenty of batteries, I know. This is going to be a teaching moment for me to teach myself, because if this works, I've learned something from this live stream. So I said I wasn't going to do this anymore, but here I am. Yeah, Brandon. Hey, if you tell me something, Brandon, I will listen. Because Brandon, you know yourself. Brandon T knows what he's talking about. Let's see, get some custom made wires here. Here we are. Lovely. So here we go. Right, Brandon, let's rock. Let's do this, man. Let's do this. This is my old favourite battery to fry every now and again. See, it's all melted there. I was using it for jumping. We better give this one a break, will I? No. No. Let's get serious. Let's flex volt it. Let's flex volt this M18. Brandon, I started a van with a DeWalt 5 amp battery one time. Still got a flashing light. What do we see? I might try another battery, because that flex volt ain't in the best of health. What do we see? I'm not even going to use the old faithful. I'm going to use another one. Use this one. This one's got 3 bars. That's one I didn't build myself. That's one was actually bought from an actual shop. Imagine that. Imagine me buying a battery. How long will I give it, Brandon? How long will I give this? Put that off for a few seconds. That's a good few seconds now. I'm not saying you're wrong, because I know you know what you're talking about. Well, try it in the charger now. Yeah. Sure thing, Mr. Thibodeau. Let's try her. No. Still showing green. Well, I just put a new circuit board on it, man. Whatever you want, you're the viewer. Because I have a brand new circuit board that I got. It came all the way from somewhere in the Asian continent, and I have prepped the board with these 4 nickel strips. What's the indicator light showing? Oh, sorry. Just flashing one red light. It's showing 18.8 volts, which it shouldn't really be flashing a red light. Should have tried the drill. I wonder if that reset it. Should have tried the drill. It's showing the LED, but it's not going. So what do you think? I can stick this on and get her to go. So I know this is going to work. No? Okay. I think I'm going to pull the board off. May as well one sitting here. Right. I don't need the hammer now. I do need this. I don't need that punch. Might need that later. Right, I'll pull the board off. And to pull the board off, there's 2 screws on it. And they are T7, I think. Not T8. Right there, Brandon, what are you saying? No, it shouldn't be flashing. You usually have to jump and go back, however, too much capacity is left, I guess. I changed the board. But, see in future, Brandon, I'm glad you told me what you told me there, because I was just changing the boards all the time. I never really was trying to jump them so much, because I just thought that was it. I have another 3 ampere, I might try that jumping it, you know. But I think this one, it's a board change. No, I don't doubt it, Brandon. I don't doubt it. This is the exception to the rule. Now I know when you tell me something is right. But you may have actually educated me today, and I might use that in future. But when I have the board here and all prepped, why not? I'm going to see what way I'm going to do it. Usually just cut them off. This is when you can get cross connections, look. Love it. That's when you get cross connections. I never get used to that. I never will get used to that. Right. These 2 are very, very close. They're always tricky. I've got a 3 ampere Milwaukee to fix brand, and I'm going to try jumping it because replacing the circuit board and tearing them down is just, it's too much. I don't do it. But these 4 amps and 5 amps are, yeah, they're okay. These little boards are very cheap. But I suppose it's cheaper if you don't have to put a board on them. But they're very cheap. I usually keep a few of these lying around just in case somebody was going to arrive with one of these. Which somebody duly obliged the other day. Just on, was it yesterday? Yesterday morning. So, it's time to get the spot welder out again. That's the old board, it's surplus to requirements at this time. She's not welding that one too well. You can always get the soldering iron out anyway. The worst comes to the worst. Gauge off that one. Yeah. Aye. Some of the batteries people are bringing me are really bad at the moment. This one's serviceable, so I was glad to see this one come my way. Not too bad. These two connections are very close together, and you can easily accidentally cross them with a bit of strip or whatever you're using to trim the strip. Definitely, Brand, I will be trying that tip from now on, because let's see what I'm doing, crossing the streams again. But changing the board ain't that hard a job, but still, it's easier if you don't have to do it. Right, I need more stuff. Anybody else in the chat? The numbers are way down. Must be just me and you, Brandon. Yeah. Art must have left me. They're still there. Good man. Make the difference. My batteries are basically brand new. Yeah. Yeah. No, thanks for being in the stream tonight, Brandon. Thanks for all your input, all your comments, everything else over the past few months has been great. And anything you tell me, I know your knowledge is very, you have a lot of power tool knowledge. I really respect you for that. And I know anything you tell me is correct. And that's why I like this YouTube forum, because I can show people things, they can tell me things in the chat, they can give me advice, I can give them advice. The guy was telling me the other day he fixed his SDS from one of my live streams. He saw me in the live stream. I went to school with him and he didn't know it was me. He got in contact with a battery for me to fix. He says, I ordered the parts and I fixed that myself. He said, I wouldn't have took it on only for watching it in your live stream. So he watched the live stream back and followed the directions, and he was good to go. So who's there now? Here we are. We've got the board fitted now, and it doesn't take that long. 4 lights. So that's what we want. 4 lights. Some of these metal things away. They make me a little bit nervous. So I think we're done with the spot welder for this evening. And I think we've got to get it back into the box and see what's going to happen. See, those little purple LG cells done the job. Anyway. We'll see how tidy my spot welding was now. You see if it fits into the box. Sometimes I'm a wee bit rough on my spot welding, it be a bit tight to get into the box. Anyway, at least the lights are working. But I'll tell you what I did notice about these generic circuit boards that I use, these PCB boards. You'll see it when I put the top on. They're not very bright. They're significantly dimmer than the original. You can tell. If you get a new Milwaukee battery and set it beside that, you could see the difference in the LEDs. The LEDs are much brighter than the original PCB. This is the Makita. This is from the tool haul that I got from Kieran Loftus. I stuck a set of brushes in it. It's going. So that's my new repair drill for a while. Anybody there in the chat? You could probably tell me more about Brandon, you can tell me more about how these things work. What happens to the circuit board when it stops communicating with the charger and the tools? You've got the right voltage, but you haven't got a working battery that's going to help you. We'll try this in the charge now to see. It's charging. And that's a Makita. Yeah, that's Makita. This is from Kieran Loftus. He was the guy that brought me up a whole heap of stuff. He brought me up 2 Makita chargers. They were going. He brought me up 4 batteries. I've got one of the little batteries going. That's not here. That's in another room. I've got a 2 amp battery going. There's 3 other ones probably need to be serviced. He brought me a Makita. No. He brought me a Milwaukee grinder, which I fixed, and the video was out on Sunday. And he brought me a Milwaukee fuel drill. I think she might be too expensive to fix, so I'm getting through some of it. That's pretty good. That looked like it'd been lying. See how rusty the chuck is? That'd have been lying in an outbuilding for a couple of years, I think. Along with the chargers. And the chargers are perfect. They're the old green ones. They're the old green Makita chargers, but they're working. They're working. What do you think? No, I'm doing a good job of the Milwaukee. If you want to tune in tomorrow about this time, the video should be out. I've scheduled it for this time tomorrow evening. Did we try this in the drill yet? Okay. I think that's pretty good there. No, I'm well pleased with the way that turned out, and I'm well pleased with the Milwaukee turned out. But there's one thing to do. There's one thing to do with this battery. If you look on this battery, somebody had made a diagnosis previous to me getting my hands on it. I have to change that now. Let me see. Right. This is the final part of the repair. Doctor Lefthandthread declares this battery completely unfucked. That's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's 10 to 10 here. It's 9:48 here, so that is the Makita build. Complete repair of a battery. So what else am I going to do for you guys tonight, this evening? We might be done. I was going to show you something else. So I talked about these old flexible batteries. I'll tell you what I was doing with these just before I go. These old flexible batteries, I've another thing I was doing that was slightly quicker than the DC power supply. I was using old laptops to bring up old laptop power supplies to bring up the voltage of batteries. But I blew one up today. I blew one up today. Bringing this up to 55 volts. And the laptop just went, laptop power supply just went pop. I thought it blew up the battery and nearly shit myself. Collection of tools. Ooh. I'd have to go outside for that. If you guys can hang on a little moment. Anybody that's watching, can you give me a like for this because it helps the channel. Give me the thumbs up. But just hold on till I see can I get some of this stuff in. Some of my stuff is just bonkers. Hold on. I've got a pile of chargers. Let me see. Wearing the Milwaukee hat tonight. I've got a pile of chargers. Let me see what else I got. Don't think of anything else in here. It's in use. Yep. Oh yeah. How could I forget? Milwaukee M12 Soldering. Fucking love that. Look at that. And I'm gonna go and see if we can get something else. Sorry, but that's pretty far away. That's annoying. Anyway. Anyhow. I have two of these green chargers. And they are long way up there. Like I say, I love this little soldering iron. Because the red light stays on. It goes down so you don't you can't pull it away. And this top, I've never changed this top and I've done a lot of soldering with it and it stayed turned up. Very, very good. So that's all the chargers. I've got the wackiest collection of stuff that any man ever had in his career. My tool collection is like a box of chocolates because you never know what you're going to get. I've more Makitas than anything else at the minute. And obviously I have this. Obviously I have this. I'll do that aside for a minute. I have this. That's another one of my batteries. Another one of my batteries are just 6 ampere. And we'll just see what else I got. I'll get some more of my batteries. Anybody still in the chat? Yeah, good. Good. I think I'll just line up all my batteries, then I'll line up all my tools. That might be the best way to do it. That's the battery I fixed. I think that's the most of my batteries. Sorry about that. Is anybody still there? Oh, it heats fast. I'll go back to this first, and then we'll do the full tour. I just had to go out to the shed outside. It heats up in a few seconds. Just when the green light goes solid, then that's that heated up. This thing is fantastic, and it's not like a plug-in one with an element. It doesn't overheat and melt the top if you're not careful enough. I never have to cool the top. It seems to regulate itself. It's got this swivel head, and I know some people have said in the chat that, or the comments, that they didn't like it, that it was too big, but I think it's fantastic. It's just right for me. It just does enough for me. And it just really introduced me to the M12. It's only M12 tool I have in the place. I would recommend this, yeah. If you're like me, and you're just doing wee bits of circuit boards and broken wires and drills and grinders and things, I recommend it fully. It's fantastic. Batteries. I wonder is that them all? Yeah, I've got these two big Panasonics, 28.8. When you measure them, they're throwing out 31 volts. They're the biggest batteries I have. A couple of flex volts, recoveries, you know. I ordered it, definitely, it's fantastic. 6 amp Makita, 2 amp Makita, courtesy of Kieran Loftus. I got this one going again using a laptop power supply, so that was good. An ordinary size Panasonic, 14.4. I got something for it. I got a little wrench in the car for that. The wrench you carry in the boot. 5 amp, old friend that I burnt out a few times. 4 amp. That's a rough one there. Anyway, and the 5 amp. That's one of the only ones that I probably purchased, and that's the one there. You see how dumb those lights are? That is the one that I did full restoration. I pulled cells out of a Panasonic battery to make that, and used one of the circuit boards like I used tonight. So there's that. That's all my batteries. I think that's all my batteries. Is anybody still there in the chat? Yep. People are still here. I have a nice little DeWalt bag to throw all my batteries in. I don't keep my batteries outside because we've had frosty weather all winter, and we've had actually frost this morning, so I don't leave my batteries out in the frost. I keep my batteries close, like the Godfather. I keep my friends close and my batteries even closer. So that's that. You see my chargers. This is a limited edition. If you watch my videos, you might know what that is. Yeah. That little 2 amp Makita was Kieran Loftus left me that one. This is a Clark wrench. And it was an old NiCad batteries, and I wasn't sure if the charger was good. It was going to be thrown out. I basically saved it from the skip, saved it from the dumpster, as you would say. And I did this. There is a video on that. I don't know if you've seen it, Brandon, but I know. And it fits 28.8 batteries, which I have a Panasonic charger for. So that is a wonderful thing. One of my favorites. Next thing will be, yes, DeWalt Specials. Yep. That's all my DeWalt. Oh, you should check it out. I might send you the link actually. I might reply to one of your comments and send you a link. I bought that. That's one of my videos. It's not a very popular video, but it's there. Anyway, where to begin? I've two 885s. I need a bigger bench, but anyway, we'll leave these to one side for a minute. Leave these drill drivers, combi drills to one side for a minute. These two 885s, these have a story also. This one here, if you see the writing slightly different, I don't know if you can see that. The 885 is written, that's an XE, and this is a Type 10. This is an Australian one. A guy brought that back from Australia and didn't want it anymore and gave it to me. And I put Doctor Lefty on it, now it's mine. And this other one's an 885 that I put a set of brushes in. Rescued it from the dumpster again. This one's got a story also. You notice the rust around the... I actually did a video putting this into a bucket of water. I did a video putting this into a bucket of water to see if it was going, see if it would survive it. And that was about 8 months ago. So you can see it's still going. To be honest, I know you said the 887 is a suboptimal drill, and I agree with you. I think these 885s for their time were really good. I love these two things. Other DeWalt's. These here, where's the other one? These two have not got a while. Exciting story. This is one I was going to throw out, and I fixed it up. I think the video was on too. This one has never been fixed. This is one I got back in 2016. It's a 785. They're a brush drill. They're okay. They're not phenomenal. They might be slightly better than the real bad brushed Makita. They're in the same ballpark. They're not phenomenal. This one. This is a favourite of mine. I bought this in Broken on eBay and fixed it. It's a DCD 985. That's old brush 3-speed. I have a bit of a boner for the DeWalt 3-speeds, to be honest. I don't think I would ever sell that drill. I just like it too much. I just like it too much. What else have I got? Yeah. Of course, I showed you the Makita stuff I had. Makita stuff. This is the one I got from Kieran Loftus that I was using tonight. This is one of the ones that I bought. This is the one I bought for parts, and it was the wrong model. You remember that stream? And ended up fixing it and using it. Easy to fix things. That goes too. This is one that I bought cheaply on eBay and did a video putting a new motor in it. And that video was on my channel too. It's a 2-speed, but it's heavy duty. See the sparks from that? And that's a new motor, and that drill's got no use. I don't like how sparky the Makitas are, but they're okay. And that's the one I was using to test the battery this evening. And that's one. I bought this on eBay, and it's not UK spec, it's US spec. No, that's alright. I don't care if anybody... I think that's the thing that's wrong with modern society now. You're not allowed to have a difference of opinion. Everybody's a right to their opinion. They have reasons for what they think and what they know. Everybody thinks they're right. We can all learn. There's no real story with that little brushless one. Somebody just gave that to me. This one, as I say, is US spec. Bought this on eBay. I did a video on it, putting a set of brushes on it. That's really all there is to that one. That's the most of my Milwaukee collection. What else have we got? That's kind of what I got. So I've got all sorts of wacky stuff, and I've got lots of it, and everything I fixed I haven't kept, but I've kept a lot of it. But there's a couple of pieces that I wouldn't sell. Let's see what we've got. Oh, how you doing, Kieran? Kieran must it all. Kieran, you must the whole thing. I don't know what to tell you. No, that XGT brand looks phenomenal. That new 40 volt stuff, really, that's something else. So that's my Frankenstein sort of tool collection. And thanks to Kieran Loftus for some of it. When Kieran's on there, I'll just recap where we are with Kieran's stuff. I'd have to run out and get the grinder for you, Kieran. That's out in the garage. But take some of this away. I got one of the Makita batteries going, Kieran. This little 2 amp. And I put a set of brushes in this here. And that's going. And I sent you a little video of the grinder, and you'll see the repair video tomorrow at about this time tomorrow night. And I put a set of brushes in one of the other wee impact drivers. That's going, but there's parts missing, and there's parts missing in one of the other grinders. So we've made headway anyway. I don't know what. No, I'm going to keep going, Kieran. Thanks for putting your head on the door in the chat, as it were. I'm glad you were here. Way of all this mess of stuff lying on is because Brandon Tips Tool Reviews there asked me about my tools after I'd done a repair. I'd done a repair in this battery, and it said that word, and then I wrote that on it when I was finished. So now the doctor has unfucked it with major surgery. So who's all watching? Anybody else in the chat? Anybody else want to see anything else? I wish I had something else to fix. We could go all night here. We could go all night. "69 minutes ago, that's over an hour." It's better than the 15-minute one I done one night. Fixing a drill in 15 minutes. And those 2 chargers you gave me, Kieran, are perfect. Them 2 chargers are perfect, Kieran. I was actually trying to blow one of them up today, but didn't manage it. Because, I'll tell you what I was trying to do. I'll show you what I was trying to do. Where we're going. Right. We have a battery adapter, and what that does is that adapts a DeWalt battery to a Makita tool. So, me being the scientist that I am, man of science, I thought, I've got this here. And I'm one of those guys, one of those guys that says, we'll see if we can get that up the camera, will focus. It says, "Warning, cannot be used for battery charging." So I'm one of those guys, if he sees a big red button that says "do not press," what do you think I do? I am that fool. So I thought, what happens if I put this on the charge? What happens? Absolutely nothing. It was a bit of a, what do you call it? Anticlimax. I was hoping for a small explosion. or something similar, something near-handed. And there's this one here. This is to fit a DeWalt battery onto a Milwaukee tool. So I was trying that as well to see if that would work out. Where is my Milwaukee charger? Here it is. There it is there. So I thought, being the man of science I am, I'll try that too. It says, do not do this. You have to wait a wee minute, but you get the Christmas lights that you get when you have a faulty battery in the charger. But anyway, that was kind of an anticlimax for someone like me. But it did blow up 2 laptop power supplies trying to get the flex volt batteries going today. I can charge a battery with a laptop power supply. I can do that for you if you want. But I can't afford to blow up anymore because I'm short on them. Can we do that? Have we got the science to do that this evening? I think we do. What do we see? We got 19.67 volts. That's pretty good. That's the little battery that Kieran gave to me. So, hey, will we continue on with the show? There's so much stuff on here, it's ridiculous. I need this here. And I also need, what do I do with all the wires? This is science. This is extreme science on a Saturday evening. There we are. Right. Yeah, this could work. Put that in the minus. Put that in the minus. Right, we need to put that into the plus. We need another wire as well to make this work. My sweet Lord, let's go. Lost connection there. There's a connection again. We need the connection to show you that this is going to work. So what we need is a laptop power supply, and we have one here, and this is a laptop power supply, and it is 19 volts and it's putting out 3.42 amps. So it's quicker than my DC power supply, but I popped 2 of these today charging up flex volt batteries. I actually boosted that one with the power supply. That's how I get that one going. So it does work, but I don't know if it's advisable. It's not the wish of Doctor Lefthandthread Industries or media for anyone to get hurt recreating any of my stunts that I perform. I'm a certified balloonistic, so I can do this. See that? Sparking already. There's power there, no? You hear a pop, that means it blew up the power supply. We'll see. This could potentially blow up my last laptop power supply. So that's not great. But anyway. Well, a better job here. The plus is up the center in the laptop power supplies. Just for any of you amateur scientists out there. And right, I want you to keep your eyes on the dial. Are you sitting comfortably? There you are. Right, we need to be careful. So you can up. A battery must be capacity. I'll try another battery. I think that battery's a capacity. What battery would be low? What battery would be low enough? I don't want to do a flex because I'll pop it. Right. There's less room in them to get the Makita's better, you know. There's more room in the Makita so you can monitor the voltage. Hopefully the voltage is low enough that you can put a little bit in this. I'm really afraid of blowing up my last power supply. No, she's nearly at full voltage there. But we'll stick around for a minute. We'll stick around for a minute or a second. And the pins are loose. Anyway, we'll see. Right, we're sitting at 1990 volts. Right. In the connection. I'm not getting the connection. Why am I not getting the connection? Just a bad connection there. But I can assure you this does work. It is mad. It's a bonkers thing to do, but it does work. What do I think? What other battery I have? I'm afraid of starting a fire this evening. We'll start off, we'll just do the voltage in that one. The voltage is 18.89 and we'll try the laptop supply in for a short time just to see if we can bring the voltage up. Do you remember what that voltage was? Let's see. Can we get the voltmeter shoved in as well? Right, here we are. The voltmeter shoved in as well. Right, of course if the terminals are in the wrong way, why would I not have? Right, here we go. Here goes nothing. So you can up. We'll not do that again. But that's what it does. There you are. It's fallen down a little bit again, but there it is. It brought up with 3 things of a volt or something. But I did get this one going with it. It's maybe not that advisable, but I've done it. Like lots of things I've done, but that's that. Now, is there anything else you guys want to see in the questions, or what do I see? I might have missed some. Brandon, would you say that the Makita batteries lose power quicker than other brands? Because I kind of find that. It's not a slur on them, it's just when they go down in storage, the DeWalt ones, the voltage stays in them. What did I say? I'm going to try and catch up with the chat a little bit. Sorry I missed some of this chat with all my shenanigans. No, like Brandon, you would know as well as I would, if this battery is fully charged, which it's not, it would be showing 20.4. But I have used the laptop power supply to get them going, just for an experiment. maybe not the wisest thing to do, because I have popped them. I popped them boost starting flex volt batteries. Overheated them. Little resistors blew on them. Whatever, you know. So, guys, any more questions, or will we wrap her up now? Oh, anybody still watching? And anybody that's interested, none of this stuff I've used this evening, I'm going to in time put links and the pinned comments. And there was another guy I was watching last night. You see all the stuff I have, I've no Bosch. There was a guy who had pretty good video, similar to what I do, fixing Bosch, and he's called Steve Harper. So I might put his videos in the description as well if you want to have a look at them. But I think I'm going to have to wrap her up, guys. I've been going for nearly an hour and a half here. This was supposed to be a short one. But thanks very much for everybody who watched, and don't forget to leave a wee like and enjoyed your comments. And good night, guys.